Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies. Today's beverage is a very nice cup of tea Earl Grey, not too hot but still quite tasty. Either way, in the previous video of Airships we were once again designing and fighting, and specifically designing a 100% sensible ground vehicle. If we go to the Landship editor here and open design, you can see we have the SP Elk. The SP is just the channel designation stuff plus, and then obviously the name of the vessel in question, in this case the Elk, which is a 100% sensible tank and what has rightly been named the Winter version 3 by a lot of people, because it's pretty much identical in almost every way to the original Winter version 1 and 2, which was a design we made previously, and that was just a sensible tank. This has got a bit more armour, it is more heavily armoured, and obviously has more guns as well, actually specifically one more gun, the Imperial Cannon. So we've got our two frontal turrets, we have our heavy turret on the top, two flat cannons on the back, and then we have a sort of hull-mounted Imperial Cannon here. So yeah, that was a good addition, and it's worked out very, very well. There's still a couple of changes I may want to make on this thing. It's probably not going to see a version 2. I know I did discuss putting the turret rear mounted, and I do still quite the lines of that, but overall I think people prefer this, and to be fair, it's fine. It's just mainly the aesthetics of it. So we're going to stick with that one, and overall quite effective. Obviously limited sample set, but it worked out quite well. Either way, in this episode we're not going to be working on that. Instead we are going to finally go to the building editor and make a static structure. Let's go to open design here, and we'll go through what the game has by default. So we have Defense Platform 3, which is, well, it's two flat cannons on a box. That's effective. Defense Structure 17, which is, it's just a shoebox with two cannons stuck out the side. Fair enough. We have the Keeper of Crows. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We've got rifles as well as some cannons. The Sentinel, which is tiny, and then finally what I would class as a sort of more sensible thing and more effective. This is the Silent Watcher. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cannons on the front. It also has 2 rifles facing forward and 3 rifles facing aft. It also has obviously the barracks and then the ammo and the fire point as well. So overall, that is a decent thing. We want to make something similar, but probably a little bit more expensive and a little bit more armoured, I think. Let's just open that and let's see what armour it has on. It seems to have, looks to be stone wall, I think. Is that stone wall? It is stone wall. If we go to massive stone wall, it does change in the back to stone. Yeah, we've got stone wall. Obviously, you can change the design of the small bricks there, which looks quite good as well. And yeah, that's the default there. But anyway, that's not too bad at all. So we're going to make something similar. Now, there is a couple of things we need to clarify before we get to building. Obviously, we have multiple ways that we can approach this, and we have done static structures in the past. Most of them end up just being a big cube full of ammo and guns, which doesn't necessarily work out too well. Also, we have made things with all manner of weapons. So if we go to weapons here, we've got things like aerial torpedoes and like the dorsal turrets and like things like guided missiles, which are really cool but also extremely expensive, and in a campaign setting they also require a tier 5 technology. So what we're going to do is make something that is very, very low technology. I'm not talking Tech 0 level, so we're not talking, for example, say like the musket, that's Tech 0. What else is Tech 0? Things like the ballista, that is Tech 0. We're going to make probably Tech 1 things. Actually, that's interesting. The acid spitter says required bonus acid brewing, so I don't know is that something you can get in the campaign? I don't know. Either way, we're going to go with not things like tier 3, like that on the top, but that'll be for a future design, or probably a retrofit of this design. But we're going to have something that is just going to use the minimum level of technology, so we're saying sort of tier 0 or tier 1 most likely. So we're sticking with things like, you know, light sponson, for example, that is tier 2, so that's already ruled out, same as the rocket. The musket we can probably put in, that is tier 0. The rifle is tier 1, so we'll go with rifles, specifically because they shoot down troops in planes, and they have a very good arc of fire. Sponsons, again, they're tier 2. Rockets are tier 2. Suspendium cannons, tier 4. The Razor, tier 4. The Gatling guns, tier 3. Deck guns, surprisingly, is tier 3 as well. I wouldn't have thought that, but cannons certainly is tier 1, so we can use cannons. The grape shot cannons, again, are tier 1 as well. Imperial cannon is 2. 2 overtech at tier 2. Flat cannon is surprisingly high tier at tier 4 there, so I'd really like to use those. But what is even more surprising to me is that the aerial charges are tier 1, so we can actually have these built into this this structure, should I say. So we will be using aerial charges. Now, since I last made and used and abused these aerial charges on a design, they've actually been buffed a bit. I believe it's their velocity, the velocity of the charge has been I think it's gone up by 50%. I don't know if I'm making that up, but I'm pretty sure I saw a buff for these, but we shall see. Nice beverage. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to build. So in terms of the design, we're going to have it fairly forward facing, as in a lot of designs have a lot of guns fore and aft. We're going to have 1 or 2 guns on the aft, most likely just the rifles, but we shall see. I'm also going to try and make it quite tall rather than quite wide, so let's just see how we get on with that. So in terms of weapons, we've got the things we probably want to use. We want these aerial charges. We don't want grape shot cannons, but I do want cannons. So there is our cannon there, and we could, if we want to, just go for a straight up cannon like deck along there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 cannons is more than sufficient for our needs, followed by some rifles there. Do I want to put it like that, or do I want to alter it? I think that is okay. I also want some aerial charges as well, but I haven't yet decided how many I want nor need in here. We could probably just put them along like that, could we? No, because those don't have access. So we're going to do something like that, and let's put in some connections. So over to our resources and then to the ammo store. The ammo store themselves have ways through, so you can see they've already got ladders in there, so I don't need any more ladders. So I'm going to place something like that. Do these aerial charges? Oh, they explode easily. That's a shame. So what I'll have to do is raise them up so they're away from the ammo store. I don't want them near the ammo store, because when they go up, the ammo store obviously will follow suit, and we really, really don't want that. So let's connect those up like so. We will put in probably here a fire point, because they are, I believe, tier 1. Let me check. So that's in resources. Fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher is tier 2, so we can't have it. We are not having a fire extinguisher. We will obviously have a fire point in somewhere, which I've placed in there. And there's the good connections. That's fine. We'll have to have that in there. I don't know what I'm going to do along here. Maybe use corridors. I haven't yet decided. That seems a bit redundant there, though, doesn't it, with this thing going through? I may have to alter this somehow. I'll put that there, and I might put some supply hatches along either side, because we're going to need some supply. But we'll see about that one. Like I say, we're just sort of just roughly guessing what we can do here. I'm trying to flip this round, so flip the rifle around, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then I'm not going to have any more weapons on the rear section of it. So that's as far as that's going to probably take us. So there's going to be a bit of an overhang, I think. In fact, you know what? We might just bring them like that. I mean, yeah, I could do that on both sides realistically, couldn't I? Like that. Yeah, that's okay. We might go with something like that. We don't have a crow's nest, nor can we really have one. Oh, actually, no, we could probably have a crow's nest. Let me double check. So I'll be command and crew, and crow's nest, it would have to go here or there. If we were to place it there, I would probably go ahead and place the rifles back in and then do that. Yeah, that'll give us a bit more accuracy, and it's quite cheap to do that. So let's work with that for now. We will have our ammo store in there. We're going to connect up this down the bottom, and we now need some sort of, well, bridge and barracks and such. The barracks 1, 2, 3, which will go on there. Needs more supply hatches, and also requires, well, somewhere to give it orders. So we don't have a bridge. It says crew 36, recommended 34, but we haven't got any bridges, so we'll have to probably place some more of those in. This will go, I think the rifles there is fine. I'm going to place... maybe in here, maybe there? No, no. I was tempted to place... like a... something up here. Bridge-wise, but I think near all those bits that explode, almost certainly not going to work out. I'll place that there, and I believe if I go to structural, there is a... where is it? End deck. No? Oh, it'd have to be further up. That's a shame. So I can't place a corridor there. Okay. That's going to have to be there, and I reckon that crow's nest is going to detonate pretty much at any second. As soon as this aerial charge goes up, let's have a quick look at explosion damage. Oh dear. Yeah, okay, fair enough. We'll have to probably alter that. I can see a alteration in my future on that one. Well, we've got our barracks. We haven't got any aircraft and we're not having any. Structural we don't need to change. Decorations we're not touching yet. Probably won't be. And we've got guard barracks. Yeah, close the overlays for now. So I need supply hatches and I can't give commands to it. So, let me check water as well actually. Ammunition. Ammunition's good across the board. Water's very good, which I'm happy about. But there's a lot of redundancy in like where these ladders are. Anyway, command and crew. What do I need? Well, I can probably get rid of that one at the bottom and go for a bridge. Do I really need a bridge though? I don't think you need a bridge. Provide 6 there. Command every 3 seconds. We don't need that. We really don't need that. A cockpit would be sufficient. Oh, every 22 seconds. Ah, but putting 2 in would make it 9. Every 9 seconds. That's a bit more sensible. Problem with placing that, the pathing is going to be terrible, isn't it? Yeah. The reason I'm having this where it goes around like that is when this blows up, it'll probably take out most of these. Or will it really matter? Because if that blows up, it's going to take these and you'll never be able to get to that one anyway. I'm tempted to leave a sort of explosion gap for those things. It's not a terrible idea. Well, we definitely need more of these. So there's 2 of those. Command every 9 seconds. And we need supply hatches. Okay, well, we will have, I guess, resources. Reinforced. What's it say? Reinforced supply hatch, armoured supply hatch, slightly flammable. Let's go with the steel supply hatch. And that makes it legit. Go to armour. We're currently on stone wall. Massive stone wall is tier 3, so we are going to stick with stone wall. I'll try the bricks, the small bricks. Not a big fan of that. I'm going to go with the standard one, like that. And that is pretty much all that's required. If I was to, say, shift that and put that there, those are not accessible and we don't need that one. Okay. We're also, I wouldn't say low on crew, but we are on the bare minimum amount. Let's go with a bunk in here. And then quite frankly, that bit is just going to be a filler. And we have literally made a... we've literally made a rectangle. Okay. It is a box. We have made a box. Well, what's it got? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cannons. 1, 2, 3, 4 rifles facing forward. And 3 facing aft. 3 aerial charges just in case something tries to go over the top. It's probably not... I probably haven't got them in enough... I probably don't have enough to really have them very effective, but you never know. Just having them might be worth the cost, because stuff will try and fly over the top. We have good fire point. Water's good. Ammo I'm not too sure about. we've only got 2 ammo. So I'm very worried that we don't have enough ammo. But there has to be a start, and that's the start somewhere. So let's go ahead and rename it. SP, and... oh, we've not actually named a static structure before. So the naming structure is anything that flies. Well, airships is anything that flies, so birds, bats, insects that fly, etc. Things that on the ground that move are land animals, so, you know, cheetahs, rhinos, whatever. And then I believe we were said for static structures, plants and animals. So I guess let's go with the orc, the SP orc. Save the design. There we go. That's a legit design. It is 860. So if we compare that to the Silent Watcher, it is obviously a little bit more expensive, but it is also it's also got more gun. It's got the same amount of ammo as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think we've got enough ammo. I think I can see us changing that. But we have to start somewhere, and we have now a start. So let's go ahead and go to Add Building, the SP Orc. Naturally, it will go at the very rear of this, and let's add in a airship. What is around about this price? We have the HMS Tragedy, which is actually around about the right cost. It is 769. Let's go with that, and we'll place it right at the fore and start the fight. So here we go. We can see we've got obviously all of the cannons firing and the rifles as well. The reason I've put rifles in is because any aircraft or any boarders it can shoot. That's why I've put those. You can see it is charging straight towards us because it's going to try and get round and up and over where we've got the limited shots. There's going to be our aerial denial system, and oh yes! It did actually function. So those there, they fired and managed to take a huge chunk of damage out the back there. But you can see this is the problem with static structures, that yes, they can obviously get very much outmaneuvered. So we're just basically sitting here now and having to take the damage. We've already lost charge on the top there. There's another one gone, and we are getting basically slowly chipped apart. But we do have 2 rifles on the back that are still managing to shoot, and we have the advantage that, well, basically we don't have to fly, we don't have to use coal, and oh, the dearie me. Okay, so it's lost, it looks like, some ammo and more weapons as well, and it's for some strange reason trying to head away over there. Oh, because technically, because we've only got this one gun in that arc, yeah, the AI has thought that, yeah, that's actually a better place to be. Not when it does that, though, because it's literally flew into all of the cannon shots. We're going to go for an aimed fire here, because obviously we're doing a long-range firefight, and that has now been defeated. Okay, we've managed to defeat it. That's okay. Let's go to combat again. We're going to add a building. SP Orc. Once again, right at the back. And we'll go for an airship. What about one of our designs? This time the Woodpecker? Oh god. Really? Should we put the Woodpecker in? Okay, we'll try the Woodpecker. So this is the boarding vessel. Sorry, this is the ramming vessel. Originally called the Toucan, and people wanted me to rename it, and we have done just that. So Toucan, we had the Grand Ram, and we've changed it to this thing, which, let's see if it's effective. Yeah, it's about as effective as I found it. So it's managed to ram into us, take out 2 weapons, and yeah, we've shot all motive power off it. So that's a Vic and Terry. Okay, once again, add building, and we'll put the Orc on. That'll go right at the back. And once again, airship. What have we got? What have we got? We've got the Falcon. It's actually quite a decent looking vessel, that. 2 aerial torpedoes. The Cranium. It's a ramming vessel. Creosote, which is 2 cannons. Tell you what, 2 of those. 1, 2. That brings it to still underpointed. Add airship. It's another Cranium on there. Actually, sure, no, we'll add. Well, probably a creosote. There we go. So they are overpointed. See what it's like. We're on dawn. Distracting light from the east means shots fired from left to right are less accurate. Brilliant! So we're already at a disadvantage in that one there. So they're coming at us from the sun. You can see they are doing just that. They are going to try and fly over the top, and we'll be able to see if these aerial charges actually do anything. So here's our aerial charges. You'll be able to see the velocity increase compared to last time, and yeah, they do seem to have a much higher velocity. They're still not great. And I say not great over completely useless, because I don't think they are completely useless. I'm just not entirely convinced of their worth on this vessel. And, oh, there's a good hit. We managed to take out the suspendium chamber there, which is good. Obviously, they're not really wanting to fly over the top of us. Oh, we've lost the crow's nest. No, that was the best part. And, oh, they're going to fly over the top again. And, boom, there you go. So, I don't know. I'm torn by those aerial charges. Let me just go on to rapid fire, because quite frankly we've only got 2 rifles back. But you can see these ones at the front, because of their arc, if they go too high we can shoot them. So you can see the rifles at the front, they're actually shooting, and we're still doing damage, and they don't want to go right over the top, because obviously these things will start to fire. Oh dear. Oh, okay. I don't know if you saw what happened there. This is looked out. So it looks like it's lost all motive power, and it was drifting towards this. It was going to drift over the top and get absolutely plastered by these 3 aerial charges, but when it fired, the recoil pushed it back. And, oh, that's lost its suspendium. Oh no, suspendium is back up and running. Nope, it's definitely not up now. It's just exploded. Right. That's another victory, and we were overpointed. Sorry, they were overpointed, should I say? That's good. That's good. Let's go for a day fight. We're going to add a land ship, and we're going to put on the llama. 964. Building, walk, right at the back. Start the fight. Aim fire. Now, the llama is, well, the best will in the world, not the best design. As you can see, it is fairly slow speed. It is fairly low armor. But it is armed with 6 ballistas, which, if we come over, you'll be able to see the damage that this thing has caused. I can guarantee there'll be a lot of damage on it. Okay, I revoke that guarantee, because apparently it's done absolutely nothing. Yeah. It looks like it's doing not a great amount of damage. And it's getting... Is it coming in for melee? Why is it coming so close? I mean, I'll take that. I'll go on to rapid fire and keep firing. Looks like we have actually taken a lot of damage now, though. You can see we've got the guts of the cannons available there. There's an ammo store just gone up on the llama, and it's just lost some armor, some guns as well. And, oh dearie me, it's collapsed. It's completely collapsed. So that's another win. Alright, let's start bringing out some big toys. Day fight. Add an airship. Let's go for the herring gull. Medium level armoured bomber. Building. Orc. 1, 2, 3. We are on 2,580 and they're on 2,344. Even with that though, they should still win this fight very, very easily. Because they are almost out of arc of the cannons anyway. They are a bomber, but they are quite armoured. And also, well, I guess our charges are going to start firing now. There's our aerial charges, but look at that. Wave of bombs. Good damage. And because it's altering its height, well actually, it's actually sitting right above these charges. Okay. Rapid fire. Sitting above those charges is not going to do it any favours. You can see the damage we're causing. There's one of these suspendium chambers gone. It can take another one. Nope, that's it. Dearie me. That is unfortunate. That's a win again. okay. I must confess, I specifically put aerial charges on to have to deny any bombers. I think I put an extra couple of D's in that deny. Deny. But yeah. Interesting. It worked. It worked very well. The little fast things that zip over, not so much, but anything that needs to hover above you and fire, it has to maneuver up and down and around and keep altering its location, otherwise, well, it will get taken out. I've put ourselves on aimed fire here, and obviously we've only got a certain amount of weapons pointing back over. Well, we've got 9 weapons back over, but we don't have any. There's no danger of us receiving any damage back. You know, all this thing's armed with its bombs, so it's what's going to bomb the ground around us, undermine the foundations, maybe perhaps cause some landslides or some subsidence. We're more likely going to be defeated by erosion at this stage, but obviously we can also run out of ammo. So far, ammo's not been a big problem because most things we have faced have just outmaneuvers, and we're only been limited to the rifles. I think I've fairly underestimated rifles in the past, you know, because, well, they just seem a bit underwhelming. But no. They've got good arc of fire, they're accurate, and you put a couple around, it's enough. And look at that burning there, that's taken a great amount of damage. And obviously ammo is not really something you have to worry about with them. I'm very tempted to make something with just a load of rifles down the left and right hand side of it. I don't know where it's hitting. Well, apparently hit the right bit because it's just exploded. That's another win. That is another victory. Alright, let's really start to up the ante now. Land ship. The elk. Yeah, we'll bring the elk. So 4,000 points. Building. Orc. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. We're overpointed. Tell you what, let's underpoint ourselves. See what happens. So I'm going on to rapid fire here. Oh god. That thing's as big as some of the modules it's firing at. Oh, oh I shouldn't laugh because maybe the gent up there had a family, but he was just hit with a shell as big as his torso, and the crow's nest got taken out in one hit. Oh, dearie me. A poor bloke. 2 days to retirement as well. Anyway, the winter is... the winter? Did I just call it the winter? I did. The elk is coming towards us. However, it is sustaining a monumental amount of damage. I personally would have sat this back and fired at long range. But it's getting close. And it's doing not the damage it needs to do. Remember, we are underpointed here. They're going to lose the top turret. There it goes. Is that going to brew the rest of the tank up? It has not brewed the rest of the tank up. But we are not without any damage. Let's go to outside view. You can see there is a bit of damage on this middle one, or the front middle. But this front one has sustained a fair amount of damage. One of the... Oh, there's them shots. You see I've put it on to a quarter speed as well, just for a bit of slow-mo. It's, yeah, one of the aerial charges has gone, one of the rifles at the back have gone, but the rest of it is still there, and, oh, it's lost all motive power. The tracks have gone, so it can't move. Yeah, that thing's not long for this world. And there it goes. Wow. There goes the elk. Right, we need to do... What do we need to do? Airship. What's the most effective airship in the game? Well, the Sparrowhawk we know is really good. This is the hard counter. This thing here was specifically designed to take out buildings. So we'd have probably 2 orcs, 1 and then 2, and start the fight. So all this thing does is get in and board, and you can see what it's done. It's pretty much done what we do as well in the campaign. Is our first order is to get the guys to board. We tell the guys to board, so they're now leaving these hatches here, and they are standing on the outside of the vessel. It then initiates a charge action, and it's going directly towards these. And we're going to put these on rapid fire, basically to try and look out and get as many shots on this as possible. I'm going to try to see... I mean, if we take out, like, say, the suspendium, so it falls out the sky, or it will be even better, the propeller on the back, that would be brilliant. But I don't think it's going to happen. And you can see now, though, they are coming straight in. Now, hopefully, the rifles on here will start shooting the borders, but it is going to go right over the top. That's going to be the death of it, and here they go. That looks brilliant. In slow-mo, that's really cool. So you can see they're jumping out of this, and they're attacking the back one. That's a very sensible decision of the AI, because if they take this, they can then shoot into the back of that one, which is exactly what's going to happen. There's the aerial charges there, and it's taken out, it looks to be at least one of their... Oh, is that the only... That's their only suspendium chamber. They have lost the suspendium chamber. So that vessel is now out of action, and it's lost the entire rear section. However, this thing is boarded, and it will not survive this. And once they've taken this one at the back, what's going to happen? Well, they're going to start shooting here. So yeah, they've won that. They've taken that over. And once it's fully boarded... Actually, are they going to win it? You see, they're all saying I'm hurt. They have 1, 2, 3 borders. Have we just repelled the borders? No, there's still some left. I think we've repelled the borders, you know. To be fair, we do have 3 barracks. We don't have any guards, though. I noticed that we don't have any guards. Guard posts. How on earth we survived that, I do not know. Okay. Building editor, open design, open the orc. What haven't we got? We haven't got a... Where would it be? Troops? A guard post? An air marine keeps watch here, deterring intruders. What? That just only goes... Does that only go up? It only goes along. Okay. What I'm going to do then is get rid of that. Put that there. And... No, that's just a guard post. And we don't have guard barracks. Do we need guard barracks? Do we need guard barracks? It's 52 points. And we managed to repel those there. I could be very tempted to remove those 3. Put a guard barracks in like that. Pathing is slightly altered, as you can see. But I don't think it's altered too much. The big difference, if we do that, is that if we have it set up like so, when they board, which they'll normally board through these supply hatches or holes, but let's assume the supply hatches, they either work through this, because they have to go through that way, down here, or they work back over, and then they have to work through that anyway. But that's just that place. We don't have any guard posts. We'll have to place guard posts around. For the potential extra cost, I'm not sure it's worth it. I'm not going to make that change now, but if you think that is a good change to add guard barracks in, then let me know. It would cost us 50... It would be about 60 to 70 extra cost on top of it, and obviously some slight changes in the design. Let me know. Anyway, let's go back. We're going to leave without saving. We're going to try a couple more combats and see how we get on. So, airship, and what's the most expensive thing on the field? That's quite decent. It's not expensive, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... It's got, what, 6 cannons? 7 cannon, by the look of it. 2,800. So we'll open the orc. We'll have 1, 2, 3. Yep, we're underpointed by a couple. Don't think it really matters. Start the fight. There's the shots out. It is proceeding to sit back. I'm going to go aim fire then to get more accuracy. We've already caused a severe amount of damage to it. See, I built these things for... I didn't build them for longevity. I built them for just quite cheap, quite low tech, but a lot of firepower. It's Claymore. It's point front towards enemy, which is exactly what we've done. That's why I wasn't too concerned with the ammo situation. And they're already destroyed pretty much. Admittedly, we are using one vessel every time instead of like a multitude of vessels. That's gone already. Good grief. Okay. No target available because there are no targets left. Wow. Brilliant. Right. I think we need to bring the bluebirds in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And land ship. Nope. Sorry. Building. Orcs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're 5. Okay, so pound for pound, we're obviously a lot cheaper. You know what? 4 of each. They are 1,300 points up on us. Let's see what happens. So we're on aim. We're going to go on, I think, standard fire. Oh, they're getting close. Rapid fire. And you can see they are raying this front one. And that thing, the bluebird, is getting absolutely hammered. These were originally a copy of another design we made called the Oxford. And they were one of the most effective vessels that we made. These are the bluebirds. And as you can see, they have a bit of a weak point. And that's that the weapon on the front is amazing. It also likes to drop off. 1,300 points plus change cheaper. And we've won with an extremely easy margin. Wow. And that one's going to go as well. Oh, you're going to go over the top, are you? Well, that's not going to go well for you. There you are. Admittedly, ammo is not great. We've used 2/3 of our ammo. Yeah. I don't really know what else to put against them. Bumblebees. Those are always extremely effective. Very cheap. Let's give it the best chance possible. So the bumblebee is technology level 0. It has ballistas, and it has airbags and a sail. Probably doesn't even have electric lighting. Probably doesn't even have oil lighting. Candles. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Gonna go on aimed fire because of the distance. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ballistas. So similar to the llama. In fact, that was the main problem with the llama. That the llama was good, but it wasn't this thing. And what it's going to do, it's going to close distance. And it's going to get in a position where it can fire from, well, up and over. It's going to get to about here and fire down. I say that, it's not, because all that's happened is I've took off the sail, and it's lost half its gas bag, now it's lost all the gas bags, and now it's static structure versus static structure. E for eradicated. Or exterminated. Or E, I've been destroyed. That's unfortunate. By gum. Wow. Okay, I'm going to make a note here, huge success. I don't think that's unreasonable. The oak's good. It's worked. It's worked very well. Admittedly, we were lucky on a couple of occasions, but for the most part, it seems to be quite good. I could make some changes to make it less, well, boxy, but aesthetics aside, I don't really know what else to change on it, if anything. There's a bit of redundancy around here. I could probably shift things around to make it a little bit cheaper, but I'm hesitant because of those aerial charges, and I don't want them to blow up the only way up to the rifles. Either way, that's been a bit of Airships Conquer the Skies, and looking at the Orc. It works. It just works. Yeah, we could probably get rid of some of these corridors because of the pathing. And it's all tier 1. Tier techs. See that? All 0 used across the board there. Yeah. It's just 3 use of tier 1. Okay. Yeah, we could make some changes around here to either make it cheaper or put in guard barracks and guard posts. Don't know about that. Like to know your thoughts on it. And also would like to know what you would do different. What do you think could improve the design, not just mechanically but aesthetically? Maybe you want to add some more ammo stores or something else. Maybe you want to change up the armor. And also, what would you do to improve it if we were to have unlimited technology? Would you get flak instead of these aerial charges? I think personally I would, but the idea, as I said, was to make something that we could build from the very start of a campaign, so we didn't have to have any research, any technology unlocked, any of that stuff. Either way, very happy with what we've managed to make here. That has been a bit of Airships and building of the Orc. Like I said, let us know in the comments what you think about that one, what you would change, what you would alter, and as always, what you would like to see us build and try in the future. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.